So just changing to patient, because we keep saying the digital transformation and artificial intelligence can change processes, can automatize process, can do things better. But what about the patient in this? Because to break silos and to have the data organized, it might be something that the patient can do, because the only participant in the ecosystem that has all data is the patient. How you see patient engagement in this, and how to provoke, I don't know if it's a wake up call is the right word, but in lack of other. So I mean, how to get patients engaged in this journey, because I see as human beings, we only pay attention and take care of our wellness when of our health when we are sick. We remember about the doctor when we feel sick. So how to engage patient on that?
We talked about this a little bit earlier as well. I mean, it is going to be an ecosystem, right? It's your payers, it's your community, it's your primary care physician. Generally, we only think about healthcare when we're sick. That's true. So when you're going into the ER, there should be an ecosystem of data that you can bring with you. We're not quite there yet. We're seeing different levels of adoption in different countries. I'd like to be able to see the doctor in whichever country I'm traveling to and just take it with me. It's not quite there yet. I think we're going to need to see some investments in digital technologies, in the infrastructure, in cyber and data governance before we have that kind of fluidity and the patient is able to really have access and use to their data for their healthcare purposes the way they want it, when they want it. But there are some really good technologies that can help automate workflow, make it easier. We're working with some clients right now also on training and adoption and change programs. So from a national care record to a regional to a hospital and then ultimately at the patient, we're going to have to see some governance across that and really put them in the center, enabled by technology. I don't think everybody has solved it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit of a journey, but I think we'll get there.
Yeah, well, hopefully. And in countries where we have a private ecosystem is becoming too expensive, perhaps a good way to engage patient is when it costs too much. That's one way. Co-participation and costs when we go directly to the patient.
Well, and I think,
can help, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a really good point. And the resource constraints, right? The workforce challenges are not going to get better. The workforce challenges in healthcare particularly are going to create an environment where you're going to have to choose. And so automation and AI could help alleviate that, allow less doctors to see more patients. But I think we have some steps to take regulation-wise, governance-wise. But
yeah, nice point, because it's always about the 80-20 Pareto.
Yeah.
So 80% of the entire causes can be resolved easily, and then focus on the 20 that needs to be right. Interesting. So now, in terms of adoption and program change, mindset shift, and the journey itself, we understand digital transformation in healthcare is a long journey. It's not is not a very short period of time, or companies that started will not get results in a short period of time. So how you see this, and perhaps ideas to keep companies engaged on the journey because of the length of the program?
Because of the length of the transformation, I think it's important to keep the people in the middle of this, including the clinicians in both the visioning and the strategy and the planning. And then we propose a transformation journey that unlocks value at each step. So also keeping the clinicians in lockstep on the planned change, the execution of the change, and having them advise and guide the program is really quite key to success from what we've seen.
Yeah. Last question here, otherwise we'll keep going. Right? What is the role of the big techs in all this? Because we say it's about technology, but we know at the end it's not. Technology is enablement. It's all about processes, people, and the right architecture, but it has to have right skills, behaviors, culture, and etc. So, what is the what is the position or role of this big techs in all of this?
So technology is, of course, an enabler, and big tech is sitting at a unique place in that they can orchestrate some of this. They have the capabilities to make the investments to drive some of the automation in the platform. They already have a lot of access to data. So we're going to see some things coming down the pike where, who owns the data comes to the forefront. I also think big tech plays a role as partner in executing. So these healthcare ecosystems with the community, with the folks like KPMG in our teams, and the health systems, as well as technology, it all has to come together to make it work. And so we're seeing even different kinds of technologies work together to bring the platform and the infrastructure with the data and the orchestration, and then the patient access and interface. It all has to play together.
Yeah.
So that's key.
Yeah, interesting. And to finish there is no one size fits all, right? So it's all about using the right technology to specific culture and solving problems, right?
No, there is no one size fits all. There's no one transformation journey that's, while a lot of the practices can be rinse and repeat, it really needs to be each sort of health system and ecosystem deciding for themselves, and embracing the journey. It's not
Jennifer,
easy.
thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed your short period of time in Brazil. Hope to see you soon in other opportunities. Very nice talking to you, and thank you.
Thank you, Leo. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me in Sao Paulo.